What's up, YouTube? This is actually the first video. I've never made a YouTube video before, so this is actually quite exciting. I'm just out here chilling at the park, here in my apartment complex. I want to talk about some issues, man. I'm just gonna go ahead and be blunt with it. I'm not a very politically correct person, not PC at all. I'm actually very straightforward. So let's just get down to it, man. A lot of people are making a big deal about these anthem protests. And honestly, I'm sick of watching sports and hearing about politics. I don't watch sports to hear about what political opinions and things like that. I watch sports to decompress from that because I got my whole life to deal with that. We deal with it on a regular basis. I deal with it at work, deal with it when I'm at the house. And honestly, I already know I'd be called a coon or an Uncle Tom for something like this, so I really don't care. But honestly, a lot of you NFL athletes, y'all got to really evaluate what you're doing. Because one thing you guys got to understand is this. You're kneeling for a national anthem to protest Trump. The original message that Colin Kaepernick was kneeling for is lost to begin with, so it's actually kind of pointless. And you're losing half your audience. Now, I played a little professional football myself. I'm actually one of millions of people that are trying to claw their way into the NFL. So I do want to let you guys know you're not entitled to be there. To play in the NFL is a privilege, not a right. And to disrespect fans and say one athlete, I forgot his name, which kind of shows you how important he is, sat there and said, well, if you don't want to watch anymore, bye. Don't be an idiot. They pay your salaries. Lose your audience, they can't pay you the big money you're making. You tell me what other country can you go to play a sport and be a mediocre player or be average and make at least $2 million. The average salary of NFL players, if you accumulate all the salaries put together, is $2 million. Okay, you have an opportunity of a lifetime, man, and that's $2 million a year. So if you're average, you'll make $2 million a year, and if you play 3 to 5 years, let's just say 3 on the low end, because we all know NFL stands for not for long, right? You're going to make $6 million as an average player over the course of 3 years. And you're kneeling and protesting the anthem without taking in regard that it was actually military. It was actually soldiers, men and women in uniform, that put their life on the line so you could have the freedom and the opportunity, number one, at the American dream, and number two, to play a sport that you love and you can make millions at in a short time span. You know what I mean? So don't think for 2 seconds that you're entitled to that, because there's a long list of us that honestly, they may take a political stance just to be, funny, or just to be on the side of being relevant. Because, they want to be relevant so they get an opportunity, because we all know that it's about bottom line anyway. And a lot of you guys, the reason why you have a job is not because you're the best. It really isn't. There's a lot of guys out here that's better than you that'll never get an opportunity to play in the NFL because you're there and you increase the bottom line for the company or the franchise that you work for. Because you do work for them. They pay you a lot of money to work for them. And honestly, it solved a lot of your financial problems, and you're whining. Stop whining. You live in the greatest country in the world. If it's that bad, go back to Africa if it's that bad. If you really think that racism is the big issue in this country, you're stupid. The facts don't say that. And just because you in the NFL and you make millions of dollars doesn't mean that you know what you're talking about. I wonder, I challenge you guys, especially the NFL guys. This is a challenge. I challenge you guys to actually go read the facts. Because facts don't care about your feelings, first of all. They don't. They really don't. And number two, the things that you say you protesting, in Colin Kaepernick's, in the name of Colin Kaepernick and what he stood for, I challenge you. Go read the facts and see what he stood for. Is it accurate? He supported Black Lives Matter, and they were founded on a lie. And if you actually do your research, you'll find out that a Nazi funds their organization. I challenge you guys to actually go research the issues that you say you have a problem with this country. You don't have it hard. You make millions of dollars. There's a lot of us that don't. I do pretty well, but I don't make millions. You know what I'm saying? I do enough to take care of me and mine, and that's good. You see what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, Doc, understand that there's a long line of people that's waiting to take your spot. Now, I'd be the first one to tell you. They fire you and give me an opportunity, you ain't gonna get your job back. That's just real. I'm gonna make sure you don't get your job back because I believe I'm good enough to make that happen. That's just being real. So that's my challenge. Go research, read, because some of y'all aren't very educated. You just are really good athletes. And your political opinion really doesn't matter because you're not knowledgeable or educated on the real issues at hand. You're just speaking up because it's relevant. And some of you guys' endorsements that hate our president that's actually doing a great job, that hate him, they're paying you to side with the left. And if they wasn't paying you that and you was actually down here, you know, grinding like I gotta grind and not being in the NFL grinding and making millions, but actually grinding and working hard and actually working hard to make ends meet and to maybe put a little something in your savings account, like I said, I challenge you. This is just me being real. I'm talking from the cuff. I didn't really prepare anything. I thought my first YouTube video would be, I'd have some notes and really go and break it down. This is just a video I recorded on my phone. So, but yeah, I'm just gonna shoot you straight, man. It's not, you know, it's a privilege. It's not a right. You're not entitled to the money you make it. And really educate yourself on stuff before you speak out and protest and stuff. Make sure that you're protesting something that's worth protesting. I have no problem with that. It's your First Amendment right to protest and do that things. It's my First Amendment right to criticize your punk ass. That's just being real. But yeah, that's it, man. I'll make another one, a follow-up video that'll be more prepared, but that's just my take on it, man. I really want to see you guys get back to sports because a lot of you guys have earned the right to be there. I'm not saying you don't deserve to be there, but do understand that the reason you are there is because you got the opportunity. There's a lot of people that don't. The line is long. Understand that. There's people that get to the NFL just to get cut. They'll never have a chance of making a roster. And they're not bad football players. They're actually just as good, but hey, you're already there and you're increasing the bottom line for the franchise. You're bringing in endorsements. You're bringing in millions. This is the other part that people don't look at. So yeah, I'm gonna leave you with that, man. And like I said, a lot of you guys that are being outspoken about it, actually go research the issues. Really, seriously, go research the issues you protesting and go see if what you're protesting actually lines up with what the facts say. And then when you actually read the facts and take your feelings out of it, stop being so hyper emotional and being mad, because a lot of y'all are mad just because the left is telling you to be angry. And the truth is, Doc, racism ain't the issue in the black community or amongst people of color. There's plenty of black people out there. Matter of fact, some of the ones that are telling you the race baiters, they made it and their race didn't stop them. And they're still successful. They still making money. A lot of them are profiting off of your ignorance and stupidity and your pain. So, I mean, I'll leave you with this and then I'll go. Get past skin color for 2 seconds. Get past skin color and learn to follow the money. When I say follow the money, that means look at who's got the money, where's the money going, and what's the agenda behind the money. Because the money will tell you everything you need to know. All right, I'm leaving you with that, man. Peace. And God bless.